morning, everybody. We're letting Facebook build our audience for this little video here. Just cleaning off my stamping plate. So I'll show you what I'm using. I have the Wildflowers. What is this? This is one of the new stamping plates that came out, and we're going to use this image right here. We could use any, but we'll use that one. And then I have the Wildflowers unicorn powder, and you will need a brush of maybe something like this, really soft and flexible, to load up your stamping plate with. And you'll also need a scraper. You will need your Wildflowers clear stamper. Good morning, Nicole. And then, of course, you'll need a nail tip. I have a full cover black nail tip on here that I'm going to show you how to stamp on. Okay, so really quickly, let me get going because I have an event today. We have 18 pedicures this afternoon at Woodland Baptist Church for their girls' spa day. This is the 5th year in a row that they've had the mobile manicurist come and treat their staff and their young ladies of the church, and I just think it's really, really special. I'm honored that they've had us for 5 years in a row, so I'm getting ready to pack up a car and head out. Good morning, Danielle. If anybody has questions along the way, just let me know. Okay, so we're going to pretend that this nail is on you, and we've basically finished our system. Let's say if you do a red gel manicure on somebody, you would do your base coat, your 2 coats of color, and your top coat for that system. So if you've used shellac, completely finish the system. If you've used OPI, completely, your top coat and everything. So the next thing you would do, you do not have to remove the tack from whatever top coat you've used. The next thing you need is your Wildflowers metallic top coat. All right, so we're going to put that on here and just lightly float a coat of this on. This is what's going to hold your pigment on once you get ready to stamp it. This is so easy to do. And people ask me all the time, how in the world do you stamp with pigment? I'm about to show you. Okay, once you have that on, just pop that in your lamp. Let's do that. 30 seconds. All right, and while that's going, we can get our image ready, okay? Hey, Danielle. Danielle asked what other top coat will work other than the metallic. None that I have found. There are other no cleanse top coats that you can try it with, but I have Wildflowers and I have a Crystal Nails top coat, and I can't get any pigment to stamp on the Crystal Nails. I haven't tried the Max Estrada. This is the only one I have found that I can stamp on top of. All right, so here's what we do. We go in our unicorn powder. You have to be a little generous with your pigment when you stamp with it, because you're just going to lay it down in this plate. You know, this is an etching. This plate has been most likely etched. I don't even know what the thickness or thinness is of this etching, but what you're doing is just kind of scrubbing that pigment into there. All right. You get that done, get your pigment to the side, grab a scraper, which I'm using an old credit card, and unlike gel or polish, gel or polish, we just do a little swipe and we want to pick that up. But let me show you, when I do that first swipe, I don't know if you can see this on Facebook Live, but it's very fuzzy and grainy and all of that kind of stuff. So you have to keep swiping and turn your card. Make sure you get all of that excess powder out of there. Now it's ready to go. So you take your clear stamper. Let me slide this up so you can see. And you're going to roll. there's our image. Very nice and clean. It totally picked that up off of there. All right, so now you have the prepared nail. You can, I like to gently kind of roll this on, because if you pop it on with the pigment, you're going to get a little bit of distortion. So just kind of take your time. Let's see if you can you see that? All right, here we go. Roll, roll. I'm actually rolling the nail tip underneath the stamper. I'm not rolling the stamper. And there you have it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, here's the trick. You cannot top coat directly over top of this, because what this is loose pigments that I've picked up from the stamping plate and put on the nail. So here's my little secret. I'm going to tell you. You're going to pop this back in your lamp for 30 seconds. I don't know why. I'm going to go ahead and put it in. But when you do that, what it does is it sets those pigments into that nail enough so you can top coat over it, and you won't pull all of that pigment off of there. There's nothing worse than getting a really pretty transferred image with pigment and then having it break apart with the top coat. And Danielle asked the question earlier, what other top coat would work besides Wildflowers? I have found none that will, because Wildflowers really holds these pigments together when you get it on the nail. Okay, so there it is. We've cured it. Now, when you put, you're going to put another coat of this. And when you put this on, don't get happy brushing it. You want to float the product over the nail. In other words, don't go back over it once you have put it on. I don't know if you can see from the camera, but I'm using a really, really light touch. Okay, and get that under the lamp. Most likely when you start doing your top coat on the nails, what I would do if I've stamped all of the nails, I would top coat one and flash cure it. Top coat the other and flash cure it. Because if that pigment sits on the nail with this wet top coat on it, guess what's going to happen? Those particles are going to break apart, okay? So, yes, I'm seeing some questions here. Danielle says, what about the metallic top coat? No, the top coat does not look metallic at all. It's clear. But what this is, it's for metal pigments. It's like it's not sticky, but it adheres that pigment to the nail. Okay, so that was the first top coat. Everything is set. Now we're going to do one more top coat. Some top coats are so sticky, Danielle, and for those of you watching, it would pull this pigment right back off the nail. I mean, it would be no point in even doing it. It would be history. Here's one that I did earlier as well. Okay, so again, while that is doing its cure, let me show you with another pigment, just really quick. Grab another nail, and this one is done. Whoopsie, sorry about that. And because it's a no tack top coat, it's ready to go. You're welcome, Nicole. Thanks for watching. Let's do one with rose gold. Would y'all like to see that? Thank you, Lisa. I can't wait to see you. I hope you're in Chicago in a few weeks. Okay, Nerissa, hang on. We're going to... No, you do not stamp on a sticky layer. It'll never transfer if you do. We're going to do it one more time here, okay? All right, so we have finished our nail system. Whatever system you've used, shellac, OPI, whatever. You've got your base coat, 2 coats of color, and a top coat. The next thing we're going to do is use the Wildflowers Metallic Top Coat. Someone asked me, does this make the nail look metallic? No, metallic top coat means it's safe for the metallic pigments that you use. It makes them suck to the nail. It just adheres it right on there. Sorry, I'm trying to look through the lens of my camera. All right, so we have a thin coat of metallic top coat. All right, you're going to cure it for 30 seconds. And in the meantime, let's get our stamping plate ready. And let me grab some rose gold. Let's see here. I believe this is it. Yeah. Rose gold chrome from Wildflowers. And how about we do, let me clean this out. Let's do this one. So let me show you how to ink your stamp plate. And ink I'm using lightly because we're inking it with pigments, okay? So here we go, a very loose brush. Let me get this over here. And tap, tap, tap. You really can't be stingy with your pigment if you're going to stamp with it. There we go. I kind of scrub it in, for lack of better words. Okay. And then you take your scraper, which I'm just using an old expired Macy's card. Scrape, scrape. You really got to work on scraping all of that extra pigment off of there. This is the exact opposite of stamping with gel or polish or whatever the case might be. Now, I still have some of the unicorn on this stamper, so let me clean that off. Just clean it on my lint roller. Because we don't want that mixed in with the rose gold. All right. Now we're going to pick up this, roll it, and let me slide this out of the way so you can see. We got a perfect transfer. Look at that. All right, now we have the prepared nail. And you really need to roll this image on, but when you roll a stamper, sometimes your image will get off-centered and it'll get cracks and breaks and it won't line up. So pretend this is the client's finger, and what you're going to do is roll their finger so that the image goes on properly, not your stamper. Watch. Okay, I'm going to set this down. Now I'm going to roll the nail underneath, roll it back, and once more. Very pretty. All right, back under the lamp for 30 seconds. There's nothing to cure, but something about putting the nail back in the lamp after the pigment is on it holds it in place so that you can top coat it, okay? Here's the two silver ones we did earlier. This is with unicorn powder. This is so, so pretty. Now, I've not tried this with any other pigments other than the Wildflowers because basically that's all I use. So here's our rose gold. Now we go back to the Wildflowers Metallic Top Coat. Sorry, I have so many notifications coming in. So when you put your top coat on, float, float, float. Barely let your brush touch that because the last thing you want to do is pull this pigment back off. Just get a very light coat on and get it back under the lamp because that acts as your glue to hold everything down, and you're going to put one more coat of your pigment on. And some lamps are different. If you are using a tack-free top coat like this one and it is still sticky when you bring it out of your lamp, then just cure it longer because it should have no stickiness to it. And we're almost done. You can see what's left over on my clear stamper. All right, so that was one top coat. Let's do one more. And this should be good to go. Someone asked, what about stamping with glitter? I have not tried glitter simply because I think the particles would be too heavy to pick up. I could be wrong, but I don't think glitter would be as easy to stamp with as what the pigments are. Questions, anybody? Thank you, Lisa. When I got started in the nail business, I had nobody to help me at all, period. I had to learn everything on my own. I didn't even know there was a nail show until I had been open probably 3 years before I even knew of trade shows, just because I had no one to kind of help show me the ropes. So that's what I'm here for. So anybody that has questions, I'm happy to answer. Selena, what stamping plate are you using? This is the Wildflowers stamping plate. It's on their website. It's the one with the big chevrons and the thumbprint on it. You can't miss it. Those of you that saw, Nellie Neal's nail from Orlando last year, these are the little blue feet that I had on his nail. Okay, so here's what we did, just really quickly, stamping with pigment. So if you get a chance, go back and watch the entire video, okay? All right, everybody have a great week. I've got to go pack for a spa party. Nellie, I know, that was one of my favorites too. A lot of people have said that was their favorite nail. But I got to go pack for a spa party. We have 18 pedicures this afternoon. Our mobile team, 3 of us are going for that. So we really appreciate all of your support. And I'll be back probably tomorrow with another video for you. Okay? Have a good day. Bye-bye.